Prodigal son, like I said, was this when it be a story of where I am from. You see, like Korean them, I guess not them. So something be all my fucking money, I say somewhere there, so that's why it be all my fucking money. So something my all fucking money is that all I would I have thought somewhere there this my story. So who cares about why something my all fucking money, and I just don't cares. And when if I am done spends all my ficking money, I would just get back home, and hey welcome home someone dad has to say. Sure, mom and sister they is no happies about whatever that I would say. And sometimes sister has to something because I know responsibles like. And she does whatever or something to try to save the day. And whatever, that's like her responsibility and responsibles about. And why this all that is, like I has to live whoever is my mom's family about, where father moves there when he marries, and they live there so like how things generally about there, and something I couldn't have done something like, I guess what America say. Like, spent money like how I be all enslaves me after I spends that kind of money. Is that money? I don't know. Something your life money, I says, is never my fucking money, and I don't know this at all. And so this like an ancient story of only maybe of people my background where they're this story, only like that's it. I spent even whatever. I don't know I even gets this my ficking money, like I just finds money in the house, because that's like where and any money like that is all my fucking money and whatever occasions that I have whenever I have this whole bunch of my fucking money I finds. Then I am going to do what I do when I finds that all be my fucking money and only, and couldn't ever sense something else like how I cannot dare back home after what? Like my fucking money is where I don't know where I have sense of something like how that not all my ficking money when all the money in the world is that all my ficking money. And so, something like that is all and why that would be a particular story where somewhere and this I not Bible story at all because I don't think this there a story like this at all. And so I don't know the Bible story if the prodigal story has any similarity at all. And then the America's version is definitely I don't know what they life is like money and they don't care to say like give me bread because I sense farm is also communal and I just haves to say, you best haves my shares or I be coming there for eat because how's this not like when money is all my fucking money because like there is places for ficking money places there, like over there where I can sense maybe later like when I not there. But still only know like my ficking money is all. Because like drinking places and hoes probably like still where you can find whenever like ancient times then too, maybe like whenever that told Bible could be, or maybe whenever later, so like super ancient story like whenever Jesus be. Still like maybe too early or what, or maybe sure about then, so who knows where this story origins, like from there to there? What if, and it not the same story at all? Like, only a story of where I am from, of a story of mine, where like that all my ficking money, so I haves no clue what they say, and so that is how I has to disclaimer something like. And I said I don't know this motherficking Bible story of if there is a story of the prodigal son, like as you has like the same story, and I could only say I only know that this story is like an ancient story where origins there. So stop with ridiculousness like where I say I don't know at all this where Bible story like says at all btw when and told be Jesus the Christ the God when he says like how's parables like something that he tells like no same at all why he say like that before's. So happy's is shepherd who finds the one lamb that go astray, that like he job I thinks. So his calling or what? Or like a lady somewhere else and property she is with some coins and she dropped one coin when inside her house. Like at night and I guess she wanted to like count and admire hers and oh no, and she lights a candle to find the lost coin because dark, otherwise that out of character to do, is of her ways, but nonetheless only joy when she finds like. This way something Jesus says, and I know why she is like sometimes against and that be called heresy. Or a cheap skank. You choose like. And they's all diff stories like house. And then what follows is who know as this story like not. The story if mine at all. Like a son and father and another son like not the story of I can tell's right. And someone this the younger son and whatever I haves no idea of, so Bible anyways like son asks and got some money from his father I guess where my money comes from could be. Or could be like moms or sisters I just wouldn't have cared about like that be all my ficking money. But like specificity of that he gave him be his inheritance I guess, and father is like here you go, and this money like he inherits the story Bible says. So from here on, this not anything my story, but like only they Bible stories and told then by Jesus the God the actual when they're then. So could never say, like, something not this exacts, because then written like this part of records that be like infallibly trues. And so like he the son, and the son of he the prodigal son is why for reference is the prodigal son he, who receives his inheritance of his father's don't ask me how or why, but father is definitely alive and because he is then and later. But it is also his inheritance and I guess whenever like when older brother sees him returns like he might be all whatever and says he definitely like spends the inherited money like ladies like hooker ladies, but like ladies and hookers. Anyways like something like sure I know that be like my all fucking money is I know that like all and they not my story so like after like and there be all sure. You always like must spend all that my all fucking money is like something why is all that the fucking money goes like who's ask is why like who like saves all they money is what kind of fuck money is they all money like. So they be all sorry like how that money now of course goes like same is not same at all because he now hoes and he slaves like worse than who has to I guess like why now he can be slaves like so slaves work like because that was all like money I don't know at all. Like something that his life money his father gave him, like from him, and this the money his father gave. Why son inherits this not my ficking money BTW. Phew, so this like all cereals and sure, why he has to possibly is like farm work and man, how he labors like a pig, and he below that. And I not know farm work either so, but in the rankings there of where drafts animals and working workers of animals and humans, like sometimes you can below some of the maybe why oxes like sometimes tops there too BTW. Besides farming working man or such. They trade places or could go below that I guess. Anyways, whose son like after many days of that or at least many hours of that situations of course decides he shall return home. To father maybe like he can and be he slaves there like he vows to like like that he says. But maybe hopes for improvement in the condition that has becomes his life below pig. But shame is how he will has to accept his this the prodigal son. And maybe looking particularly raggedy or hagdy as he comes up to his father's estate maybe why he inheritance about, but like entryway or road into where he lives or lived like family place about, and so maybe neighbors be around or slaves or who knows. Other peeps like and lo and behold I guess the father happens to be there like, and then sees who he realizes immediate like son, and maybe he not away for a while and maybe like way ever like noticed like he particularly looking ragged like. Where's clothes from, like maybe wrestled them pigs wear reverse and so, like he wents below like pig I don't know if this all has to be literally and so whatever not. But also where not has to be but could be true as far as this parable story could be concerns he knows about. So he noticed by whenever he coming upon the father's estate, by whoever the father and oh my, there his the son. And I guess then he makes a mad dash toward the son, so he can meet him like and so, and like maybe he so meets him much more than halfway like since he the father runs, and maybe the son having been tires and all like maybe lumbering along like son. So father gets there, and then maybe like son then feels his generosity of spirits if that, has much thankfulness son now maybe gets to ready on his knees for that is the forgiveness position that he has maybe contemplated what he must as his plan. That he says aloud whenever. Like I must do like what he does like, as soliloquy whenever. And maybe as whenever that be, like father maybe whips off his coat that he wears and father like puts that coat over his son like, maybe why like he, and then like oh father, you have done me such kindness and whatever is so. And he will celebrations like that they and whenever later just like he orders hey. Get that fattened calf slaughtered liken, so whoever all they and whoever's can have a feast in just whatever the occasion, like did not expectation that his the son arrives today. Because surprised if like maybe sends some transportation from wherever, but he has no idea like just sorpresa like just now was now the father, and if, like something of a hard day of travel, hey. Maybe let him know or such so could because like maybe why he is now let me see if I have money but like there is some of, but what he father has I gives to my son, so like a coat that is worth something, and oh I even a ring on my finger. I puts on my son's right now of course. And like, probably worth something like, oh joy the son says, because maybe yeah, the coat might be whatever, but the ring is like, maybe something really, because now the oldest son seeing what has been exchanges about. has to say something, so comes upon them and joins in the conversations among. He says like, wow, father, you is so generosity with my younger brother, and so your son belows me, and maybe like definitely better than who is he, like a slave or someone like who puts all labors into, and bin, so the good son is he might he be claims, and so others might be sense jealousy and begrudge always his younger brother find of inherits like wealth and money and father's ring too just now. And maybe couldn't hide his displeasure of what the fixed situations they and isn't he part of the family, so he must says a few words to address to father and younger brother, and not particularly any passerbys, because just sense of what he cannot waits about, is then he must right now before he might be left all destitute by his brother's chicanery possibly could be his motive for speaking out, like seen public like not within walls where more they could have privately aired out. Certain grievances be, so like something Bible is this they story beans. And whatever like all that older brother of two brothers he says he not ever expectation like something like whatever his brother entitled to his, but just know he been as much the slave as anyone if his brother had said or whenever like he would have been. Like he was really slaving it, working for father, like a slave and never once a feast like with fattened calf for him, not ever even a goat's he his father did for him, the oldest of the brother he says. So that is all he wanted to say, and I guess 2 points of order was he the son did slave like, and never his father once goats him with. FYI. And oh my, I had to clue the why you feels like this, because my oldest son, everything that is of me, you already has, of course, knows this why I didn't maybe something else, because all of yours, already, of anything of father he, re-emphasis, and then, this feast is for you too then. So without says, why of course, like how now gets because like always, and he needs invitations like. And I just put a ring on that one, so whatever is more all the merrier, and never could you be exclusion from, and my sons. I guess this they money not ever my money and definitely like not ever no idea this money my money could be why they money like this. And I said I don't know they money like why not that all my fucking money never like if like that all people so. Why is not and only Americans be so, like this they their money para be all they say is, prodigals like Pastor USA protest one he says like sinners like all sons and forgiveness sense of father reads though, and why maybe we are all the prodigal. Sons like maybe you sins or something he knows and why they don't hear USA, like someone knows, and I wrote book like I ficking knows so don't you dare. Dead babies your moms that the Jew money change, maybe her coins since when papyrus was like bills something hers, mexicans hos. Fucking ducking like two zapatos. Why, she thence like found what was hers, like still at the Nile, now she just is like yous. And they say oh joy, Feliz Navidad. Lose, I's so happies, oh how Mexican develops in the night. Never, dead, maybe next is you dorks.